Hi everybody and welcome back. My name is Charlene and today we have a very busy day. We are going to make breakfast burritos. I have plans to make a whole slew of them and keep them in the freezer, so I have to make them in batches. So let's get started. So the meat that I used is 3 pounds of ground pork and about 2 pounds of ground hamburger mixed together. I will leave in the description what a single serving, so 1 pound of meat with what the amount of spices that you should use as well in the description. Okay, I had a little chunk of video that went missing, but you can guess that it was just mixing the scrambled eggs in with the meat mixture, and I had put the first tray of burritos together. Anyway, so these are actually only the 7-inch burritos. I was actually gifted about 7 bags of these, so there was no way I was going to turn that down. So we will just end up having a few extra of these. But this mixture turned out so good, and the spice added to it actually increases the flavor. Even if you just add just a little bit, I would give that a try for sure. But these turned out very, very well. Okay, so to finish off the breakfast burritos, I ended up making 60 of the small 7-inch breakfast burritos. A few did get eaten in the meantime, but yeah, so this is how many we are going to get. I think there is probably about 45 of them left in here, and this is going to go into my freezer, and probably I'm thinking everybody would take 3 or 4 at a time because they're only about this big when you wrap them up, so there's not a ton to them, but it's nice to have something that you can just grab, put out, quick breakfast. So very happy to have these in our freezer. Welcome to day 2 of breakfast tortillas or breakfast burritos. Today we are actually going to make some gluten-free tortillas. So I did try the other day a new recipe and it did not turn out at all, so this is round 2. So this, let's see here. Oh, I don't think I have who this is from actually on this paper. Okay, I will link that in the descriptions anyways. Anyways, it is going to be 1.5 cups of gluten-free all-purpose flour with the xanthan gum in there. So I have Bob's Red Mill 1-to-1 baking flour, sorry. So it's 1.5 cups. Okay, good. And it calls for 1 teaspoon of gluten-free baking powder. Half a teaspoon of salt. Oh, I did forget the salt. Okay. So we're mixing this first. And then we are going to add in 2 tablespoons of vegetable oil. It calls for, but I'm going to use olive oil. Two. And then we need 3 cups of very warm water. Or 3/4 cup, sorry. 3/4 cup. Okay. Okay. Just push everything out of the way and start mixing this. Okay, that's mixed. Now I have to use my hands to mix the rest. Okay, and I've already turned on my little burner to medium high. Oh, I did not grease it though. I have to grease it still. Okay, you just make this into a dough ball and you're just mixing it until there's no more liquid. This actually feels just like a normal regular dough ball with gluten in it. So that's nice to see. Normally they're super dry. Okay, I'm just going to grease this pan and wash my hands. Okay, so now we're supposed to pinch off 8 golf ball size pieces of dough. It said that it should make 8 of them. Okay. 2, 4, 6, 8, roughly the same size. Okay, so I have my tortilla press. I'm going to I have some wax paper on here. I'm going to put a little bit of gluten-free flour on there. I have a towel over the rest of these. I'm going to take one, put it on here. Put it in the center. I'm going to close it. You can use a rolling pin to do this as well. But since I have it, I might as well use it. Oh, these are itsy bitsies. Okay. That is a little too small for breakfast burritos. You know what? I'm gonna put 2 together to make a bigger burrito, and then we'll come right back. Okay. So instead of having 8 of these, we're only gonna have 4. I just combined them together. That needs to be a little thinner. Okay, so the press is making it thin here and here. It's a little thicker on the outside. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to turn it. See if that helps. Oh, okay. Yeah, so that's better. Although I did that without, okay. So I'm going to scrape this off. I have the burner on over there. Okay, so this is on medium high. I'm using this to help me so it doesn't break. And it's supposed to cook for 30 seconds to a minute per side. So I'm just going to grab a spatula while that's doing that. And I'm going to start to press the next one. This seems a little thick to me, but I think it's going to take more than a minute on each side because it's thicker. So what I'm thinking, that I want to do is use the press because it keeps it relatively round. And then I think I'm going to use my rolling pin to thin it just a little bit more. And don't press hard because these are gluten-free and they do break very easily. As you can see, there's a little crack, but yeah, that definitely thins that out way better. Okay. Still actually is slightly thick, I think, for a tortilla, but that we're going to stick with that because any thinner in it is not going to Not going to stay in one piece while we move it. Okay, so this, it definitely took longer, but I just flipped it, but it was poofing up the way that tortillas should. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the cooked ones on a plate, and I'm going to, here, I'll show you what the next one, sorry, it's sticking here. This one is thinner, so it shouldn't take as long to cook. So maybe you'll be able to see it poof up there, and I'm just going to press. Okay, I made it in one piece. Yay! See, it's cracked right on this corner and this corner, so it's not a big piece hanging on. Okay, now you should probably be able to see it poof up a little. Let's see how this one turned out so far. Yeah, it's a little, this one here, the first one is definitely a little thick. I'm not sure that it actually cooked through, so we'll have to see. Oh well. Got to play with it a little. Just starting to see some puffiness here. I think I'm going to turn the heat up just a little bit more because I don't think it should take this long. Yeah, there we go. I can see the puffs. See, I'm not sure that you can see it on film yet. Okay, while the third one is still cooking, I'll show you what I was doing with this. So I still find that the press is good for this because I find when you're using the rolling pin, that's when the dough tends to start cracking, probably from the uneven pressure. I like to use the press on each side. And then I'll move the press out of the way, still on this. And I'm going to add just a little flour. And I'm going to roll it a little thinner, not pressing hard, kind of letting the rolling pin do it very lightly. Okay, now I'm going to flip it so it's not stuck there. And do it a little bit more. And I find this is the better way to go about it. You learn as you go because gluten-free is absolutely not always the easiest to work with. You definitely want to try to get these fairly thin, but not paper thin, because then it will rip. Okay, there. I'm going to flip this one. Oh, may have left that one on just a tad bit too long. Okay, so then I will show you. I'm going to cook this one, finish cooking this one, and I'm going to let these cool, and then we will wrap them, and we'll see how they turn out wrapping them. Okay, so these turned out pretty good, I would say. The first one was definitely too thick. I don't know if he'll even want to eat that one. So what we're going to do is so I'll just show you kind of what it looks like there. And these ones are pretty small, so I'm not sure how that's going to turn out. And then I had already made the mix from before. So I'm just going to see. I don't know if this is going to roll up. I have a feeling it's not going to roll like a regular burrito. without breaking. Yeah, it's breaking already. So, you know what I'm thinking? I'm thinking that I will cut it in half and he can kind of use it like a sandwich. See, I was hoping to freeze them as burritos, just like I did with ours. But that might not be an option, or I'm going to have to play with it a lot. But this is what we kind of did the other day with the burrito, the recipe that I had that wasn't very good. So we will I'll just make this for him and see what he says. All right. It's not the worst thing in the world there. We'll see what he thinks. And then these ones, you can freeze them like this, and then you just quickly heat them over. And then, so if this works out, that might actually be what I will do, is I'll make a whole bunch of these, freeze them. And I think you're supposed to put wax paper or something in. Actually, that one's still kind of warm. Ow. And then you could just layer them on top, and you just take whatever you want out, let them sit for probably, half an hour or something. And then you would heat up a skillet and do 30 seconds on both sides to soften them a little bit before using them. So I will let you guys know what my son says about this. Okay, so I just wanted to say thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed and got something out of it. Please like and subscribe, and we will see you next time. So my son actually ended up liking them. The only thing he said that it could use either a little bit more salt or some sugar, which the recipe did not call for sugar at all. So I guess I will still have to do some more playing or keep looking for another tortilla, but this one was really good. It was a good start. So yeah, he enjoyed it. He ate all three of the ones. He did not eat the very first one that was a little too thick, but still, it's trial and error with gluten-free for sure. Okay, guys, take care. Thank you so much. Bye.